into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Miriam, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, AfterBuzzers! Welcome to another Younger After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. I'm your host, Sam Davidson. If you guys haven't done so already, please go on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, rate, review, subscribe. We love hearing your feedback. If you guys haven't noticed, I was on the panel last season, and I am so excited to be back. Tonight, we are covering Season 2, Episode 3, Like a Boss. I have an amazing co-host here with me this evening.
Like a Boss. I'm Lindsey Miller, and I'm super excited to be on the Younger panel. I watched it last season, and I'm loving this season. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rockin' Mama Life, and I will be on the live chat tonight, so let us know your thoughts.
Yes, and thank you guys so much who are already in the live chat. And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SamD43, and of course AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz TV on all social media platforms. Since this is Lindsey's first ever Younger After Show,
Yay!
Can we just hear your general thoughts on the show and this season thus far?
Oh my gosh, so good. So good. I love this show. I actually am a huge musical theater geek, and I love Sutton Foster. I think she's a fantastic actress, and I love being a not 20-something in Hollywood. I love when there's really strong, awesome roles for women in the age range of 30 to 50 because I don't think there's a lot out there. So I love this show. And who doesn't love pretending like they're younger? I think what a fun opportunity to do that. And I get to find out cool things like what ghosting is.
I know Lindsey said tonight, I learned so much this episode. I didn't know what ghosting was, and I was like, sadly, I do.
Yeah.
I really do. But you know what? I ghost people sometimes too. I just did it.
No,
so,
this show keeps me cooler and hipper. So someday when my kids are shouting out the lingo, I'll be able to be on fleek or something.
Lindsey is married with a beautiful child, so it's always fun to know because you have a great perspective on things, especially shows like these.
Just like her.
No, but you look 26 just like
so
her.
I could be on this show.
Absolutely. She just needs to start a whole posse.
Yes.
This season, there's been 3 episodes last week. Sadly, me and Lindsey could not be here. We were sick.
No, I know, the winter.
Yeah, LA. Feel bad for us,
I know.
really.
It's been 50s
Just
and
so
chilly.
Cold. But last week, I loved the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Really fun. I wanted to cover this just because now I'm here and I want to give my opinion.
And you're in charge and you can.
Yes, we're missing 2 co-hosts. One is just totally MIA, so we hope he's okay.
I know.
But I was confused because when I ended last season, I thought that Liza had told Kelsey and she got it.
No.
I honestly, in the recaps,
really?
That's what we thought. We were like, oh, right, so she told Kelsey. And then we started this season with her not telling Kelsey. We recapped it last week. We weren't here. But that's what happened, and it confused me. I thought that she kind of sent a hint.
Now I need to go rewatch.
Yeah.
Kelsey's she's very good at what she does, like a boss, but she's a little on the flighty side, so
she is.
It slipped past her.
It didn't surprise me. I mean, I thought, oh, wait, okay, I guess she didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't totally shock me.
It's not out of her character to have missed that.
We have the amazing Maggie this episode who decides to Airbnb her apartment, which is also Liza's apartment.
Airbnb.
Yeah, that's what
to
she
a nice
tells
couple
her.
from Albany.
And it's really a big sex party.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny.
It was hysterical and disgusting and amazing and so perfect.
Don't go into the guest bedroom. And that's Liza's bedroom, right? I mean, That's a really good friend, you know?
Yeah.
It was fun, and it was fun because Josh randomly comes because someone
came to his tattoo shop with, like, the address of their house and looking for it, and he was like, that's my girlfriend's place. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, now Josh is just keeping secrets left and right. We're going to get to him towards the end, but I kind of loved that interaction between Maggie and Josh. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so then we get to Liza and Diana. Last season, we just called her Trouty.
I love Diana.
Oh, God, she's such a bitch.
Oh, she's such a sad, lonely woman, though.
But she's mean.
Loves Charles, but I mean, yes, she's a little bit of an intense boss lady, but I think deep down she's just kind of sad.
Yeah, she is very sad. She gets in some kind of Fitbit competition. Yes. With someone it seems like she hates, but is pretending to be their friend. So she makes Liza, and she says to Liza, "This is not a gift.
No.
I'm making you do this for me.
Giving it back."
Yeah. And, you know, Liza has racked up a lot more responsibilities, and we see that in this episode with Kelsey's promotion.
Yes.
And it's what do you think about Kelsey's promotion? Do you think it's deserved?
I don't know if it's necessarily deserved. Well, yes. I think she works really hard. I think she fits a certain demographic. I think if it was another imprint, would she have gotten it? No. You know, like, they're not going to make her editor-in-chief of a freestanding, you know, segment that they already have. But I think because they are looking for a millennial market, she knows it. She is good at what she does. I think he was giving her a chance. And, I mean, let's be honest, Charles really gave it to her because he knew she was going to get poached if he didn't do something. And he probably was like, oh, we want to start a millennial thing anyways. Let's give it to Kelsey.
Yeah, and they have some history. And, you know, Liza ends up making a press release for her. And it gets terrible, really mean comments.
Oh. And rightfully so. Haters gonna hate, 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 hate. My favorite was the kitten in a, kitten in a convertible?
Oh, it was on a, what did she say? It was a kitten on a bicycle or so. No, something. It was hilarious. Yeah. And she kind of proved the point right in that she's young and she, you know, doesn't feel as though she's ready for this. However, the whole episode, the whole episode, she's like, we're going to be so successful before we're 30.
Yeah, well, for one of us is 30.
Yeah, and Liza's little side comments, I'm like, someone pick up on this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it proved that she wasn't ready for it. You're referring to, like, the panic. So she had a panic attack.
Yes.
And she, like, breaks down and she handles the comments. But I think that anybody in that situation, when you're, you know, young, old, whatever, if you're given, like, a huge opportunity or a huge promotion that's very visible and public and people come down on you and saying it's not deserved or whatever, I think it feeds into any of your insecurities. She knows she's young. She knows that she's the first person this age to be given this opportunity. She knows that it's not, you know, typical and that she hasn't been working for the certain amount of time that you usually put in before that. And I think all those comments just probably fed into that insecurity. And she has this huge, like, panic attack. Not to mention she's wearing a hideous, suffocating dress.
Let's get into the hilarious scene where she goes to get fitted by, Hector and Dorf?
Hector and Dorf. Oh. Before we get into that, I just want to, Lisa on the chat was saying she didn't know what Airbnb was, and I didn't even realize, like, in, yes, and it is a kitten in a Barbie car. Yes. But we, in LA, Airbnb is pretty common. Airbnb is basically when you rent out your apartment or your house to people that are in town and don't want to stay in a hotel so you can make money. So say you're going to be somewhere, and a lot of people in LA, like, I know a lot of people will, like, rent out their apartment and just go stay with a friend just to make some cash. I personally don't know if I could ever let people just stay in my home because I would be so nervous that they would touch my things and sleep in my bed. I don't know. Have you ever Airbnb'd?
No, I have a cat and too much stuff. I
love that the cat and too much stuff was, like, the reason.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Just wouldn't work out. But Airbnb is very fun.
I stayed in an Airbnb.
Me too.
It was very nice.
Yeah, you can find them, like, if you're going to travel all over the world. Actually, they have them internationally. So
yeah, it's great.
It's a lot of fun. That's funny that no one knew about it. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
So, okay, Kelsey's promotion. The Hector and Dorf. She goes to get designed by these weird guys who I think one of the guys was in Pitch Perfect 2. Did you see Pitch Perfect 2?
Yes.
The guy in the German group. You know, like
Das Sound?
Yeah, yes. The backup guy to the main blonde girl. I believe that it was the same guy that was in this episode of Younger who was worked at that place.
About right.
Yeah. So they make her this awful. That part is unrealistic to me because
why would she still wear it?
I don't know.
Like, that's what made me frustrated. I was like, that looks ridiculous. Like, why would you wear that? I get that, you know, it was so Hector and Dorf were apparently Lauren works for them. Their friend Lauren works for Hector and Dorf, and so it's like this big thing. And so maybe she felt some sort of obligation to her friend, but this is your I don't know. If this is your big debut and someone sends you a ridiculous dress that looks essentially like some weird sea creature protruding from your body, I would not wear it. I would be like, I have to go to the mall or to wherever you go when you're like cooler than shopping at the mall to get something that I can wear that's actually like presentable in public. I don't know. Would you have worn it?
No.
No.
Because at first Kelsey thought the slip was the dress because the slip was beautiful.
Oh, the slip was fantastic and hot.
Yeah, so I probably would have just worn that, especially after, you know, so Kelsey gets to this party, sees all these mean tweets, and breaks down, says she can't go up there. The speech she wrote on her hand is washed off.
Which was amazing. I love that line.
All right, millennial, use a printer, you know how.
I also thought she was having like at first I thought she was like having an allergic reaction to like the weird dress.
Me too, because I'm allergic.
Like, oh, get her an EpiPen. She can't breathe. The dress is eating her.
Exactly. I'm allergic to latex, and that dress looked like a lot of latex, and I was like,
I don't even know what it looked like.
Oh my God.
It looked like, you know
allergic.
what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when snakes shed their skin. Like, that's what I felt like it was made of, was like dead snake skin.
Ew, and it like curls and stuff in the front and then down. Yeah, it was really gross.
Know. Would you guys wear that dress? Let us know.
Yeah. If she were to be getting paid to wear that dress, then okay.
Right.
You know, I'd probably wear it. But
I mean, any publicity is good publicity.
I don't know what she was thinking. And I also, you know, Liza is trying to cover herself so much as being older. At the end of the day, she's going to end up running this imprint.
Yeah.
And she's already started. When Kelsey makes her speech, she just put a Bluetooth in.
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
Yeah, put
And Charles
Bluetooth.
saw the whole thing. And Charles is so on to Liza. I think we've seen it a little bit in a couple of the past episodes, but I think he knows, like, there's something there. I don't think he knows I mean, I don't think anybody's first thought is, oh, this woman is clearly in her 40s and pretending like she's in her 20s. It's not an obvious logical jump, but I think he knows something is a little suspicious there.
Well, I know he definitely likes her.
Well, yeah, he wants to get in her pants, too.
He likes her, but it's so funny. Every time she's around him, Charles, she's like, "Oh, just going to the bar and like doing young girly things."
Yeah, I don't know.
But
didn't it make you mad? Sorry, like going back to like the panic attack. Didn't it make you mad? And like Liza not being out. Didn't it make you mad when she was having this panic attack? And she's like, "I feel like such a liar. I feel like a fraud. I feel like all this stuff." And Liza's like, I wanted her, I was like screaming at the TV practically, being like, tell her the truth. Like, this is the perfect moment. If you're her friend, I don't know, if I was someone's friend and I knew that I had been lying to them about something and they're having this huge breakdown, feeling like they're this fraud, I would feel like I had to tell them.
I would feel like it's not the right time because Kelsey is having
already freaking out.
And if she had that on top of everything she had on her plate, she would probably like faint.
Maybe that's because I'm a bad liar. I'd be like, I'm 40.
Like, you're horny? What? No, I'm
40 and I'm lying to you.
I mean, it's about time. This can't go on with Kelsey. She needs to figure it out. Yeah, and I really came into this season thinking that she did, and my mistake, but she honestly really needs to.
Yeah.
And, you know, Kelsey did well once she got up there and had Liza in her ear.
It was a great speech.
Yeah, and she did her own twist on a couple of things that Liza said. At the same...
Oh, did she? I don't know. I thought it was just going... I thought she literally said everything Liza said, and the way it was filmed was that we saw Liza talk and then Kelsey talk, but it was all being fed to her. But she was just, instead of saying the same thing over and over, she was saying, like, the next line that Liza said to her. That's how I interpreted it.
I think it might have just been one thing that Liza said, and then Kelsey basically said the same thing, but did her own, like, ha ha ha, personality and other words. And it just makes me feel as though that this imprint is basically going, you know, it's going to be a millennial thing, but at the end of the day, a 40-year-old
It's going to be Liza's.
Is going to be running it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Which is ironic.
Well, okay, and let's talk about this for a second, too, because millennial, and I was actually talking about this with some of my friends earlier, because I didn't realize that I was a millennial. Like, I thought millennials were, like, cool and young and hip, and I'm, like, old. I'm 33. It's true.
It's not old.
My age. But I'm a millennial, and my sister, I guess millennial goes from 1980. Which is like 34, 35, depending on when you were born in 80. And so 5 years off, is that really that drastically different?
No.
Between like 35 and 40? If a 35-year-old is a millennial, is like 35 to 40 that huge? I mean, obviously in life experience, she's been married. She has like a millennial-age daughter. She clearly was, you know, married and had kids young. But age-wise, she's really not that far off. I don't know. Yes, it was like a weird lily pad, that dress.
Yes. A dark, like, moldy
lily pad made of snakeskin.
Yeah. Oh, that's
what Dorf, not your finest design.
That's what hell looks like, probably. It's like getting stuck in there.
But yeah, right? Like, I don't know.
I agree with you. You know, until you said it now, really, I didn't even realize I was either. I'm 28, right. But I have little sisters that are in high school, and I'm like, damn millennials.
Right, but that's not, like, we think that, like, but the teenagers aren't really millennials. It's Gen Y is millennials.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. Right? I mean, Kelsey's 26 on the show.
She's 27 or 28 in real life.
Yeah, she's just born a few weeks before me, Hilary Duff. I've known that for a long time. We're just a few weeks apart. Yeah, she's 28, and I guess that is what a millennial is. I don't know. Let us know your guys' thoughts.
And I agree, Rosie Blooms. It is annoying how they use the word millennials so much. It's like so, I don't know. It's very in right now. Millennials. The millennials have the power. Apparently, until like a couple of days ago, I didn't know that I was one of those people that has all the power. So, woo, millennials.
Yeah, there needs to be a name for like older millennials. Right? Like, that are like I'm embarrassed by you people.
Like, not that cool to be a millennial. Like, can't really send a tweet, millennials.
Oh, stop.
But I think that's the breakoff. I think, like, I grew up without Facebook. The horror, you know, like we didn't have like tweeting and Facebook and I didn't even have a cell phone when I was in college. We like wrote on people's walls and we're like, hey, meet me later, and like hope for the best. But I think there's like a huge difference between like the old millennials like me, like the crusty old ones, and like the younger millennials that really are this like technology, tech savvy kids.
Yeah, and what's really fun about this episode that I liked is that Lena Dunham had a little shout out in there. She tweeted about Kelsey being this awesome 26-year-old millennial,
because Lena Dunham tweeting positive things means you have made it in the world.
Yeah. Would you guys rather have hundreds of mean comments and then one amazing tweet from Lena Dunham, or like a lot of nice comments and nothing
from like 10 people that aren't important?
Yeah. It's pretty important, Lena Dunham.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. I love it,
especially for their market. So she gives a speech, all goes well. We end up, Josh ends up coming to the party. So let's kind of talk about Josh and Liza's journey this episode. Starts off not so great. He can't take the lying. I don't necessarily think the age bothers him as much anymore. It's the lying.
And I don't think the age ever really did bother him. I think it was, I wrote it down because it was really hysterical. When Liza and Maggie are in her apartment and they're talking about what's happening with her and Josh. And she said, Josh doesn't lie. It's one of the beautiful things about him I'd like to change. Like, it was just really hysterical and true, because I think all along it's just been this issue of he felt like he was lied to from day one, because it was a lie of omission, and then it was like a blatant lie. And he's got an issue with it, and he's just a very honest person. And I think that, you know what I love about it? He's like this like rocker, young tattoo artist, but he's got like really strong morals.
And he's so hot.
He is super duper hot.
I honestly forgot how hot Josh was until I watched it, and I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, my gosh. He's beautiful. He has a good heart. And at the end of the day, Liza's making him lie now. So that is just going to be another like thing to add to his list of everything she's done to him.
Well, because I don't think it's about him lying. I think it's about the way he sees her, right? And I think when he found out that she had been lying about her age, he was like, what kind of person can do that? And then he sees that she has this real friendship with Kelsey, and what a like sweet, innocent person Kelsey is. And I think it's more like he's looking at her like, I don't understand how, like, I think you're a good person, but I don't understand how you can lead her to believe, like, why you can't be honest with her.
Also, when you're in a relationship with someone and you meet their friends and you guys do things a lot together, you become friends with them too.
And he's being forced to lie and
to his like new friends, which is just not what he does.
And she knows it's wrong, because like when they're at the bar and they're gonna celebrate the promotion, and she finds out that Josh has been invited, and she was like, oh, I was gonna talk to him before this, because she knew that he was gonna be like, really? You just agreed to be on her millennial imprint team? You are not a millennial. Like, now you're not only lying to her, you're actually lying to your employers, which, by the way, I don't understand how they don't... Have you... I've not been on the show last season, but I don't understand how they don't know, like, she had to fill out some I-9s.
Yeah, neither do we. Well, no, she had a fake ID.
Okay.
We did get into that, but it was a mystery for a while. It's like, what? They mentioned it, like in a second.
How do they not know that?
Yeah, and there's only so long this can go on, and I felt as though last season was enough for the lying to everybody. I mean, okay, she let Josh
everybody. I think she needs to start letting some people in for it to get a little more interesting.
Yeah, I just need Kelsey to be on board, and I'll be okay. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, the episode ends with Josh and Liza. They're back together again. He really cares for her, and she cares for him, and he's willing to, like, let it go. He said something about it being, he understands the lie, or it's a lie for a good reason, something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he was okay with lying about the weird sex party for Maggie.
Yeah, well, that's something he's lying for everybody now. Poor guy.
Oh, just a little liar. Do you think it's going to last with her and Josh?
I mean, no, this Charles thing, and Josh briefly meets Charles.
Oh, and you can tell he's jealous.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, that's your boss?
He's tall.
He's tall. Because I think I'm sure he has some, like, little boy insecurities. Like, Charles is clearly a man,
Yeah, I mean, he probably wouldn't have been jealous if he didn't know about Liza yet, her age.
Oh, yeah. No, but there's got to be this insecurity that, like, he's, like, a man. He's more appropriate for her. And I'm like, I could just be this young, hot plaything for her.
Yeah. And that's kind of how Charles refers to him when he speaks to Liza at the party.
Your young friend is here, or something like that. He said something that was like,
your young man or young boy or something.
Yeah, like your little boy, or something along those lines. To clearly, it was like a little pissing contest of sorts.
And it might have gotten Josh a little more riled up. So they either need to break up, or they need to, he needs to be in this 100%. Like, I don't want to see no more weeks without them speaking. It's just, they need to.
Well, the ghosting, I have been educated as to what ghosting is. You apparently have firsthand experienced and been a ghost yourself.
It's a thing.
So from what I learned, and correct me if I'm incorrect because my use of fleek is really way off base.
You are 5 years older than me, and I'm not old, so neither are you.
Okay. Well, then Liza's not old because she's like 5 years older than me. Well, 7 or 8 or 9. She's like mid-40s. But hey, we can stretch. No, okay, so ghosting apparently is when... And I love the scene at the Heller house when they're explaining it to Mr. and Mrs. Heller, which, by the way, we sort of glossed over, but Mr. Heller, super creeper, clearly hitting on Liza.
We knew that.
In his, like... little, like, they're not even tidy whities, they're like tidy whitey boxer briefs. Like, do you need help? Oh, so creeper. But anyways, they're explaining what ghosting is, which is apparently when you disappear but still appear via social media. So, like, haunt someone's Twitter feed and Instagram and Facebook, but won't return texts or call, right? Is that correct?
Well, it's funny. That part was added onto the ghosting definition for me.
Oh, okay.
For me, ghosting was just like, bye. Like, people text you,
well, but then
and then
it's
you
not
don't
really
text back.
ghosting, because, like, the whole idea of a ghost is they're kind of, like, haunting you.
Well, then it's haunting. And they should call it haunting.
Well, no, because, like, ghosts, that's what you're talking about is just disappearing.
Yeah.
That's different. That's just peacing out. But, like, ghosting, I was like, oh, that's creative. I get it. It's like a ghost on your social media feed.
Well, I don't think that Liza reached out to him. I thought she just, like...
She had texted him, and he hadn't responded in, like, several days. And that's when they were like...
It was once.
He's ghosting.
Yeah. Love all... And, she's learning all of this lingo, and it's funny. But at the end of the episode, they end up together again, and I think, again, the Charles thing is going to fuel his fire, which is good. I'm tired of him looking at Liza like, oh, poor old lady.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, and Lisa has a really good point. So she hopes the writers don't start dumbing down Josh to sort of pump up Charles. And I agree. I think that would be really, I think it's really easy to make the choice to make Josh this, like, young, stupid plaything. And I think he's actually wise beyond his years, and that's why she's able to be attracted to him.
Oh, I just got the chills. You're right. I never thought about it like that. Yeah.
And, like, I think he's, like, he's young, and on the outside, he looks like this, like, hot young tattoo guy, midlife crisis. But I think I think people have different, like, emotional ages. And I think that, like, emotionally, they're kind of on the same page. I think he's wiser in some areas. I think he's more emotionally mature than Liza is.
Yeah.
And I agree. I hope they don't start to dumb him down into this, like, hotty-totty young plaything.
I agree. Well, on that point, let's get into predictions.
Yes.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Oh, you're going to make me go first? Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I think we still have a good, like, at least 2 episodes before Kelsey finds out. I think Liza's got a couple episodes before that. And this is really strange, but I kind of have this feeling that maybe Diana will find out before Kelsey does. I don't know why, but I just feel like it would be really interesting if Diana somehow found out, possibly via some sort of camaraderie between Liza and Diana before. Because we also know that Diana's friend knows.
Yes, and I think that I saw a preview for the rest of the season.
That's not the same friend she had the Fitbit competition is.
Shoot, actually, I'm not sure. It might be.
We'll have to check on that. If you guys know, let us know, and if not, we'll check on that.
That would have been a smart...
It'd be a smart...
tie-in.
Tie-in, yeah. Also, I just have to shout out, Hilary Duff just dyed her bob pink.
Ooh.
She got it done at 901 Salon, which is also where I get my hair did.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they're fantastic. But they're rumored to, apparently the last time, or every time she's dyed her hair some sort of color, it's been because she has new songs coming out or she's doing a music video. And they recently had, like, the 15-year anniversary of Lizzie McGuire. And perhaps there is a reunion of sorts.
AFTERBUZZ TV exclusive.
Yes. That actually scared the crap out of me. I've never heard that sound before. I gave you an exclusive.
Lizzie
Yay.
McGuire 15-year reunion. Holy crap, that's insane.
Right?
Wow.
So just I just randomly looked at my notes on that and felt the need to share. Not really a prediction.
What do anything, Liza, Josh?
Liza, Josh. Again, I still think we've got, like, just from what we've seen on the writing of the show, I think we've got a good 3 or 4 more episodes of him being really uncomfortable with having to lie for her before we see something. And I actually think that there will be an increased romance with Charles that will ultimately be what causes the demise of her and Josh.
See, I don't think that Diana is as nice as you think she is. I think that she will find out and she will blackmail Liza.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in order to maybe keep her job. Because I think Liza is going to just keep on digging herself in a deeper hole with this new millennial imprint.
Absolutely. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just going to get to the point where you can't, if she tells someone that she's 40-something, they're going to send her to a mental institution. Like, that's a long time of lying and deceiving people and working your way up.
Yeah. But I don't know, as implausible, like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's so unrealistic. I feel like it's very easy to sort of get in a situation where you just can't get out of it. And I feel like she's like, well, how am I going to tell people now?
Exactly. We all have gotten into those situations, not as deep as Liza has.
Yes.
And, you know, I want Josh to stay around, but I also want the relationship with Charles to grow.
Yeah, I don't really.
You don't like Charles?
No, I like Charles. I just really like Josh. I think it's refreshing, and I think it would be an interesting change of pace if the writers were bold enough to actually write in a storyline that's legit and not midlife crisis-y, where somebody young and cool and hip and wise beyond his years could actually legitimately be in a working, lasting relationship with a woman that's older. Because I think, you know, not to get all weird and preachy and feminist, but we see that storyline over and over and over in the reverse, and we never think twice of it. The older guy with the younger, 40-something guy with, like, 20-something girl is, like, not strange, but for some reason it, like, can't happen, that there could be a legitimate connection and relationship between an older woman and a younger man. So I think it would be a really interesting, brave choice for them to allow that to sustain.
I agree. I really like that, and I love, he's a good guy, great heart, smart, and I want them to kind of smart him up. I just don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know where it's going to go. Please let us know in the comments. Tweet at us.
Team Charles, Team Josh.
Yeah.
I'm Team Josh.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't help it, honestly. I just looking at him.
Super cute.
He could literally be the devil, and I would be Team Josh.
Well,
no, I would. I think I would.
It would work for him. He could do the bad boy thing.
Oh, yes, he could. He did on The Following, actually. Anyways, where can we find you on social media, Lindsey?
You can find me at Rockin' Mama Life.
And you guys can find me, Sam Davidson, at samdavidsonentertainment.com, and on Twitter and Instagram at samd43. And please follow AfterBuzz, tweet at us, and all of that great social media stuff. We love hearing it, and we will see you guys next week with hopefully a full panel.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.